Our next guest is Yogi Baba Adnan Ananda Siddhi Viho Kabuk from Turkey. The cultural richness of his homeland nourished his soul and his life journey through matching the logical aspects of the Occident with the emotional aspects of the Orient. He attended many training programs and learning yoga from various teachers, healers, gurus and masters all over India and in the Far East. In 1996, he started to teach yoga in Istanbul and founded a yoga school which he named after one of his gurus, Siddha Ashram Yoga Center. He has his ashram in the Taurus Mountains of Alanya and Antalya, Turkey, where he teaches classical spiritual yoga. Other than teacher training programs, he also hosts yoga purification camps in his ashram. He has his autobiography by the name Without Disturbing the Silence, The Life Adventure of a Mesopotamian Yogi, published in 2008.
Namaste, Dr. Vikrant. Nice to see you again.
Non lo dice adesso a Vikram.
Yogi has joined us to welcome you.
Thank you to all. Sending my regards and love to everyone, all our brothers and sisters. I can see Sukadevji there. I can see.
Ide Bampaji has joined us to welcome you here.
Wonderful to see you. I am here in south of Turkey, as you know, in the Yoga Retreat Center, which it's Sanctuary actually. We call it Yoga Purification Camp. And we just sent one group away from here. They were in the retreat and they were very happy to be here. We can see the difference, how they develop in their life. They changed, they moved completely, and they went to, they opened a new window in their mind and heart when they left the place. And that was really what we meant. And this is the target of the retreat of Yoga Purification Camp. Thank God we're achieving that with a sincere work. Now, the idea of the retreats and sanctuaries for me is that it started in early ages when man started to think and ask himself after he found his food and shelter, he was in comfort, then he started to hear his inner voice. Who am I, where I'm coming from, and why I'm here, and where I'm going? Those questions which appear in most of the man's heart from time to time. So most of the men who get this message, they were so involved in worldly life, so they just passed it away and didn't think anymore about it. But some of the men were a courageous man, brave man, who were more adventurous character. They went on to this idea that I want to find out what is this life about and who am I. So they went up to the mountain in India, to the Himalayas and other places, also to lakes, near the lakes, rivers, but mostly we talk about the sadhus and the rishis in India. They went to the mountain first, but they didn't know what they were doing. They just went to keep their mind about thinking, what is this life about? So when they went to the mountain, there was very little food. They couldn't find hardly food. Sometimes, maybe from the village, a little rice. The air was pure, completely clean air with all the oxygen, and there was nobody to speak to. And the water was from the waterfall, so it was a complete purification retreat for them, and they didn't think about it. So by staying there in meditation, thinking, and cleaning their system without knowing they were cleaning it, the whole bodies, the 7 centers, the chakras, the 3 main body, the physical, mental, and energy body, after they've been so clean by years of purification in that condition of life, naturally Shaktis start to wake up and go up, and they reach Kundalini awakening because they were purified and they didn't know what was happening. When this happened and they reached the the universal consciousness, from personal to universal consciousness. They reached the knowledge and they realized who they were. After that, when they become we call them rishis at that time, And the people heard about this master, that this man knows everything, or he's very special person, wisdom, who has a lot of wisdom. We better go and stay with him and learn about the wisdom of life. So when they get permission from the master, they can stay with him for some times. And that was the first Gurukula system born. So they started as a Gurukula system, but it was really the retreats. Was a yoga retreat center, but it was a Gurukula system at that time. And by the time, involving all this seeking and realizing, and so of course, also Ayurveda system born. By seeking after health and staying in retreat centers, man start to realize that he need to purify his physical body from the beginning. So the Ayurveda was born. And then the retreats and sanctuary centers start to born slowly around India and other places. But first, it was the idea that people will seek to be quiet, to be able to be alone. So there was nobody to involve in their mind, because when a person is in complete sanctuary in a retreat, usually there is no people to talk to. I'm talking about the first time of the rishis in the mountain. There's nobody to talk to. There's no time to gossip to somebody. There's no gossiping. So the mind was completely free. The mind became so empty, so they were so purified. So the energy body, so the physical body, and that was the big chance for Shakti to be awakened. So from that time, life continues. And then in the world today, in modern time, most of the people, of course, because we are more visual, man went on more physical life, ordinary man. So the physical centers arrived, like detox center. We call them detox center. So people like to detox their body to become healthier. So many detox centers appeared, which was okay and good, because need people to be physically healthy also. But that is not enough, of course. Now we realize that for a man to be healthy, he has to be completely healthy in the 7 bodies, all the chakras, but mainly mental, physical, and energy body. We call 3 bodies sometimes, has to be purified. For that purpose, now as we realize that the ashrams, in fact, ashrams are a perfect retreat center and sanctuary places for purification. Because if there is no purification in all the bodies, man cannot reach enlightenment. So now, luckily, there's a lot of ashrams in the world, from India, from other countries, any country, all the countries have ashrams now. And all the ashrams are actually yoga purification camps. They are retreats, they are sanctuaries, because this is the aim of man, to purify, to understand, to realize, to be aware of life, and to know who he is. So the perfect sanctuaries and retreat center for me is ashrams. So that's why I keep telling my students, the best life for man today is ashram life. So if you have time, go and stay in one ashram, and when you want to change the mood or the master or the place, go to another ashram. But travel for a while from ashram to ashram and see the differences and see in you what is suitable for you, to realize who you are, what tendency you are, for what type of believing or not believing, but ashram, like is it bhakti, is it jnana, is it karma, which way is more suitable for you, and continue to go on that path, and that you will be more awakened, you will be more realized. So really, the best sanctuaries and retreat centers are ashram today. And today, of course, as I am mentioning from the beginning, that now I am in the a small mini ashram, we call it here, Siddha Ashram. It is a real sanctuary, real yoga retreat. It is completely what we are mentioning, and that is the best way of reaching spirituality and go to inner peace, to renew inner peace. So, and also because the whole world now has so much information, by online internet and so. And people are all traveling a lot. There are many people on the path, which is the first time in the history, because in the past there was one master here, maybe one master there or there. But now there is millions of people, if not millions, but maybe thousands of people on the path seeking about who they are and what is the secret of life. And thank God, this can bring our new age because we are still in Kali Yuga, and there is dark forces ruling the world, as we all know. And the only way that we can uh, press the dark forces and bring the light up to the society, to the world, to the life, that we can expand all the number of the people, the seekers in the world. So we need more retreat centers, and particularly yoga retreat centers, sanctuaries, which we are all of us involved in, meditation centers, and etc. And this is the only hope I see for the world. I I went to Ankara some years back and talked to one official person, and I mentioned to him that yoga should enter the schools, because if it enters the schools, the children will grow with understanding that the whole world is one home, is one temple, and every nation is sisters and brothers, and all the religions are also sisters, brothers. So there's no differences, there's no separation. So it has to go into the schools, because no religion teaches that. All the religion teaches, I am better than you, my God is better than your God. So, but only yoga say that everything is one most of the time. Also in Sufism, there is also this philosophy that everything is one. And al-haq, they say, the Sufis. But as uh, scientifically speaking, yoga has put on the paper practically as a sign. It is proof that it is good for every part of the body. It is a perfect system. So if it is in the schools in the world, there will be no war anymore. There will be no hate anymore. There will be no so much opposition centers, countries fighting each other. Rather, they will all help each other. And it is actually right now is emergency case. I am looking at that we are in emergency period of time. We have to expand more retreat centers, sanctuaries for renewal of the spiritual life for of the whole world. It is needed so much, and we have to work on it more than before. And of course, right now also we are doing it here with Madame Lourdes and me in this small mini ashram, but it needs to be more expand to the world, to the schools, to get this open-minded that everything is one, and that the best school is the retreat center. The best school is the yoga purification camp. These are the schools of life, but spiritual schools of life. So we are putting all our work, energy on this matter, and I have a big hope, because hope is the only reason. Without hope, there's no life. We always have to have hope. And I have a lot of hope, because I see many beautiful people coming every day here, and they realize, they understand, and they go and they affect their family. Like when the students come here, they open their mind because they have to. We give them a vegetarian diet, and we talk about the unity of life and unity of people. We talk about all spiritual matters, and we practice every day, twice at least, yoga and meditation. And we are so involved, and they, without realizing, because they eat healthy food, the oxygen is very high, and clean water. There's no, they are not allowed to gossip. They are not allowed to speak loud. They are not speak to be angry to each other. So by this discipline, actually, without realizing, they come to that, what we are trying to give them. And when they live like a new person, mentally, spiritually, and in their heart. And physically, they become healthy. Now, that's not only them. When they go, We give them the responsibility. We tell them, you are responsible because now you know. When man doesn't know, he has no responsibility. But because you now know, you have a great responsibility. You are not only responsible of your own life, you are responsible of your all surrounding people around you, your family, your partners, your children, the area people. You have to try to help these people, to teach them as much as possible what you have understood. So this will spread around the world. You cannot keep this knowledge for yourself that you know something. You have responsibility now. You are a servant for life. You are a servant of humanity. So thank God it was quite well. Actually, we don't take hundreds of students each time, but we take 20, 15, 20 because we have a small ashram. But all these people, 15, 20 people, when they go home, they become hundreds because they're surrounding. And we hear that they tell us, now I talk to my mother, I talk to my father, we changed the diet in the house and we have better relation because they follow us what we do and because they see that we are becoming a better person in our activities and talk and thinking, they start to follow us because we become better. So they say, there's something there. Because the child, the son, the daughter who went to the retreat center of the camp, of the ashram, they return as a better human being. So they affect them. This is the only way. If we are better, if we become better, if we are good, the all surrounding get affected because nothing is separate. Everything is touching each other. We all affect each other. When we smile, the people around us smile. When we cry, the people around us feel to cry. It is automatic because we are all one. Nothing is separate. With two eyes, maybe we think that we are just this body and that body. But in reality, it is a whole big body. The universe is a whole body. It's just one body, and we are the cell. Each of us is one cell of the body. So whatever we think, it affects the whole universe, all our heart, how we feel with love, it affects all the universe. If we are angry and hateful, it affects. So we have responsibility to give love, affection, compassion, care, and our duty to serve. And this is the best place to learn. Actually, the yoga retreat centers, the ashram, as I have understood. Thank you, Dr. Vikram.
Thank you very much. I think there is no better place than ashram itself to talk about yoga retreats are the sanctuary for spiritual renewal and inner peace. I have visited Turkey. I have visited you. I know how Siddha Ashram is serving the community. Thank you very much for taking us through that experience also. Thank you very much. And I request Babaji to be here for some time and to join us in the conclusive ceremony of this European Yoga Federation International Week of Peace celebration. May I request Swamiji? We have Swamiji, of President of European Yoga Federation. We have Sukhdevji. We have E.D. Bampaji. So
Okay.
Swamiji, over to you. With let's conclude it with some mantras so that we all will chant one mantra each for the peace of the world.
The mantra that I like so much. Please. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. Mrityormamritam gamaya. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Sarve gnana sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste. Thank you so much to all for your presence here. Thank you.
May I request Yogi Baba Adnan ji for any mantra that you would chant for global peace and happiness?
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Suh to the world, peace to the world, love to the whole humanity.
Thank you, Baba Adnan ji. May I request Idi Bampaji also to chant a mantra for global peace.
It's a mantra of fullness that we have inside and outside the entire world. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamavevashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Idiji. May I request Amiji to chant a mantra for global peace in this closing ceremony? Any mantra comes to your mind, Amiji? Please unmute and chant a mantra for global peace. Please unmute, Amiji. Amiji, you may need to unmute. Unmute.
Okay. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.
Now, as a closing mantras, Sukhdev ji, over to you. Chant mantras and we'll formally close the ceremony of European Yoga Federation Peace Week.
Om Sarvamangalamangallye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti. We got Amandio ji also finally. Amandio ji, one mantra from your side for global peace. Any mantra for global peace you would like to share?
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Giza ji, any mantra you would chant for global peace?
Asatoma Sargamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, audience watching us from different parts of the world. Here from European Yoga Federation and United Consciousness, we thank all of you to be a part of this wonderful journey. Looking forward to meet all of you in Ujjain on February 14th, 15th, and 16th. All of you are heartily invited. We'll be very happy to host you. Please make your plans to visit Ujjain for physical event of this global celebration of peace. United Consciousness International Week of Peace will be physically celebrated in Ujjain on 14th, 15th, and 16th of February 2025. You're most welcome. Please make your plans and let us know. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.